Hoxie native seeds, people, sorry it's a little windy. Makes the oats look better though. So you might be able to look back. We're going to put together a whole video on this, so this will be part of that. This is the area that I tarped off. I ended up using silage tarp. I tried using some other like camping tarps, rain tarps, but it just wasn't working. So I went with the silage tarp. That was actually Carol's recommendation. And what I did was I laid it down lengthwise, running east-west here in my yard. And I think it's 110 feet by like, maybe 25 feet was the size of the tarp. And so I laid it down for several months on one half and then moved it over to the other half for the other, another several months, and killed it all off. Then some seed stock from some weeds started coming up again. And my neighbor was kind enough to come out and disc it. He had a small tractor and small disc, perfect for this size of job. So he disked it up for me, broke up the old thatch from the dead grass, and helped kill those weeds that were coming up again. And then I seeded it into oats. So when he did his final disking, I had a bunch of oats down. He disked them in, got them to the right planting depth. And as you can see, these oats have just come up great. There's a little bit of velvet leaf in there still. Some other weeds, some cool season grasses coming in on the edges, so I'll always be fighting that, I'm sure. But that's really what phase we're in now, is letting these oats grow up as a cover crop, keep the weeds down, protect the soil, and store some carbon, which is good. And then I will mow those off, keep them down as a thatch. I don't want them to go to seed again and then be fighting oats in my new prairie. So I will mow it maybe a couple times actually, and then I'll see how thick the thatch is. I might burn it off before I plant this fall, and then I'll seed it down this fall for a dormant seeding, which is best for a heavy flower patch like I'm going to have here. Hoping to have over 100 different species growing here, and I'm sure some of them, won't do as well as others, but hopefully it'll be a good diverse mix. But that's the phase we're in now. We got the cover crop down, and we'll see you when we get to the next phase. Okay, everyone, I think I began work on this in summer of 22, and it is now summer of 26, and it's completely chemical free. I used a black silage tarp to get my kill off. Done a lot of weed pulling, some mowing. I even threw a growing year of oats cover crop in here, and I also have used a lot of work with a skidger and a garden hoe, and that's basically all the maintenance this prairie has had. And so I think it was planted, the earliest seeds were planted in fall of 2023. And then there were some more species I planted in the spring of 24. Mowed it all of the 24 growing season. Did not mow. I think I might have mowed maybe once really early in the 2025 season, like I'm talking April time frame, and that was the only time I mowed. I let the native annuals just kind of do their thing, just to kind of see what would happen, and I've been very pleased with how things have turned out. I've used seed from Hoxie, I've used seed from other producers that we work with, and I've even used some seed that's either been collected by somebody else or that I have collected myself off of some different prairie remnants. And so let's get a little look at it. So right here on the more shady end, this was right behind me just a second ago. You can see we got some kind of aster here. I'm not sure what it is yet. I believe that's an aster. And we got gray-headed coneflower, cup plant, a lot of wildberg. Got some native annual mare's tail in there. We have some, we actually have a ton of cup plant. Virginia wild rye right here. What else can I see from here? We do have these weeds here. A lot of dandelion I found without using chemical. I've just had a lot of dandelions, but I think I can get rid of that. Quite a bit of wild lettuce as well. You can kind of see zoom in on. I've actually done a lot of wild lettuce removal. So that one right there is wild lettuce. I've had some curly dock. I've gotten rid of all that, I think. You can see back there, there's some tall bellflower. I had a ton of that last year, quite a bit of it this year. I'll just kind of do a slow walk here. Tons of wildberg. There is some milkweed in here, both common and butterfly. I kind of wonder if all my butterfly in this prairie is done blooming for now. Here's some other aster. Too early for me to be able to tell. I'm a prairie farmer, not a botanist. Some more wild lettuce here I need to get rid of. Common. There's some lamb's quarter. That's a native annual that I just let do its thing. There's a sunflower species. I'm not sure which one. Might be oxeye, but I'm not positive. Let's see here. A lot of cut plant, as you can see. This is more the sunny, not this time of night, but this is a pretty sunny part of my prairie. I know there's some Illinois bundleflower down in there somewhere I saw earlier, maybe a few weeks ago. There's also some prairie June grass that's coming up down there. Let's see if I can find the prairie June grass. There it is. Some prairie June grass. Oh yeah, I just zoomed in on some side oats grama. Wish I could see that Illinois bundleflower again. I can't see it right now. But yeah, just to kind of give you a scope of the thing. Tons and tons of wildberg, like I said. Quite a bit of hoary vervain in here as well. More tall bellflower, or wing stem as some of you might call it. Lots of that in here in bloom right now. I did plant some plugs in here as well. And hopefully my embattled rough blazing star is still standing. I'll show you that here in a minute. I did plant some I guess you could kind of call them plugs. They were mature plants that I dug up. Some little blue stem that was growing in the side oats grama at Hoxie. Yeah, there's a bunch of that wild lettuce still that I got to get out of there. You wouldn't believe how much I pulled out of here. Tons and tons of it. There's a bunch of the Virginia wild rye. Got laid down in a storm pretty good. And here's some Canada milk vetch right here. This is one of my favorite plants here in my prairie. It's just huge and awesome. Good legume species. We don't grow that one at Hoxie. I've bought that seed elsewhere, and it's just doing great. Okay, here's my plug of rough blazing star. I planted this last year, and it got beat up. I kind of wonder, it was before the storm damage came and laid this Virginia wild rye down. I kind of wonder if a deer stepped on it maybe. And I do have a Queen of the Prairie plug that I planted last year too that was doing great last week. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, I found her. There she is. Queen of the Prairie. Like I said, I planted that as a plug. I planted a few of those plugs. I also think I planted some prairie smoke plugs in here. I haven't seen any of those yet. I planted some lead plant plugs as well, and I'm not sure if they made it through the winter. Here's some mint. It's doing great. I think that was a plug as well that I planted. Surprisingly, there were some wild quinine plugs that I planted kind of over in that area over there. I've had a hard time finding them this year. Those usually do pretty good, so not sure what's going on there. More of that wing stem. Just love that stuff. I did have a really nice butterfly weed that was in here somewhere, but I think a really bad thunderstorm took care of what was left of it. Okay, something else I want to point out here. This is probably one of the areas where it's still pretty thick with native annual weeds. Got mare's tail, some lamb's quarter, got a mosquito biting my shoulder. But the point being, it's not too bad. I'm trying to look right now to see if I see any pigweed in here, any water hemp. It was loaded with that last year. That was probably the predominant native annual, and I'm just really not seeing it this year. I had some really big, tall, woody stalks of it left over from last year that I cut out of here, but as far as green water hemp plants, I'm just really not seeing it. So again, I think it's just interesting how I just kind of wanted to see if they, I mean, it only makes sense that they had a role in here, and I think they filled it. I think they worked as kind of nature's cover crop, and I'm 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 glad I let them go. I think this prairie's looking pretty good, despite letting that year of a ton of native weeds be in here. So, but yeah, that's my backyard prairie in year kind of 3, 2.5, 3, I guess. There's quite a few species in here for such a young prairie. And again, no chemical used. Pollinators are loving it. You can hear them buzzing around right now. And something other than yard grass and number 2 yellow corn. So pretty happy with it.